Hey, hello kids! Welcome to Teacher Bob's Class. Today we're going to talk about information questions with action verbs. Yes, information questions. They are different from yes and no questions. Let's suppose this. What if I made this question to you? What is your name? What would you answer? Sure, Mark, Charles, Peter, Jose, etc., right? So the answer is not yes and no. It is specific information, right? Because let's make the question again. Let's suppose, what is your name? Yes. You see, information questions try to investigate specific information. It can be names, it can be time, it can be a geographic place, right? Temperature, colors, etc. Many things that have to do with information. Okay? But before we continue, let's pay attention to something very important. Okay? Check this sentence. Charles runs in the park with Mary. Okay? In English, as also like in Spanish or German, basically the language, the sentence has a subject and a predicate. The subject is what we speak about. For example, my mother is beautiful. I am speaking about my mother. Very good. My mother would be the subject. In this sentence, Charles runs in the park with Mary. I am speaking about Charles. Very good. So the subject is who or what does an action. Instead of it, the predicate includes the verb. Yes? The predicate includes the verb. And the complement of the verb. In this case, we have the verb run. In the park is a complement of runs. With Mary is a complement of runs. Alright? Complement. So that is why this is important. Because when we want to make a question, who, you need to understand if you are asking about the subject or about the predicate or the complement. Why? Because do you see here that I have Charles, and Charles is a noun, right? But in this sentence, I have also Mary. I have Charles and I have Mary. Charles is in the subject, Mary is in the predicate. So when I want to make the question who, if it is for the subject, the structure is different from the question who in the predicate or in the complement. Okay? So let's analyze who subject. Let's suppose that you do not know this. Let's suppose that you didn't understand this and you wrote, I don't know, right? For example, do you understand this? You don't know the name. So the question is who? And in that case, when you have the who subject, you're going to just forget about this and do the sentence. Like, who runs in the park with Mary? And the answer is Charles. Another question is, who watches television? Who eats spaghetti? Who prepares food? Who understands this class? Who and the verb in third person. Remember that? Who, and you use the verb in third person. Who runs in the park? Who cooks pizza? Who eats spaghetti? Who knows a lot of English? Yes, you do. You know a lot of English. And that is, of course, the question for the who subject. So if I make the question, who runs in the park with Mary? And the answer is Charles. So I can say Charles. Alright, Now let's suppose that I want to speak about this person over here, and I don't know who this person is. And I don't know. I'm going to say about whatever. Let's suppose I say something like this. Charles runs the park with what? What did you say? Charles runs the park with who? Excuse me. Who does Charles run in the park with? Let's analyze this question. I use auxiliary, like in yes-no questions. Thus is because Charles is a he. And I know the subject. I know who does the action. But I don't know this part here, the complement. Yes, because Charles does an action with somebody, but I don't know who. So my question is, who does Charles run in the park with? And this is very important, because this with is what makes sense. Alright? That is how this sentence makes sense. It is understandable. If you don't use with, the sentence is not complete. You have to use a preposition that goes along with the verb. So, who does Charles run in the park with? And the logical answer is with Mary. And I know the answer here. With Mary. Okay. Yes. Who does Charles run in the park with? Who do you study English with? Who do you have lunch with? Maybe with your friends or with your best friend. Yes? If you are married, who do you have dinner with? Yes, with your husband or with your wife. Very good. Let's suppose you study with a classmate. Yes, and you have a group of 4 people. Who do you work with? Yes, with your best friend in the class. Yes, but it is not that you use with all of the time. Sometimes we can change the prepositions. For example, who do you work for? For example, I work for a school, right? Who do you work for? I work for my friend John. Okay? Just a question. Alright? Who do you eat with? Who do you work for? Or for example, who do you buy flowers for? Yes, for your girlfriend. Or for your boyfriend. I don't know. Yes. And who do you prepare lunch for? Yes, probably for your kids, for your husband, for your wife. Okay? So I hope that you understand, and I'm going to leave you this exercise over here. Peter cooks pizza for Michael. Remember the subject, remember the predicate, and you can make these sentences over here. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, okay? Very good. So, take a look at this. Peter cooks pizza for Michael. Peter is the subject. So, if I don't know Peter, the question would be, who cooks pizza for Michael? And the answer, Peter. Peter cooks pizza for Michael. But if I don't know this part, the question would be, who does Peter cook pizza for? And the logical answer would be, for Michael. Right? So those are the who subject and who complement questions. Alright? Very good. I'm going to prepare new videos with questions with what, where, when, why, how much, and how many. Okay? So see you the next time.